Hello, everybody. Welcome to our first public Q&A of Northampton Film Festival 2021, kind of a big deal. So this is our 48 hours film challenge winner of winners. So everyone that you're going to meet tonight has put a film into one of our 48-hour film challenges since our 2019 festival. There's been 10 of them. We tended to try and run one kind of every other week, obviously pandemic, all sorts of things. The whole point of them was that we would come and get together in our office, where I am, in the Grosvenor Centre in Northampton, and show those films. And there's generally people running up the market square, carrying laptops, still rendering to show films, and it was all very exciting. But obviously in the last few months, people have had to do it at home and upload them to the internet. But I found some joy in the fact that actually, although we haven't been able to get together, actually the films have travelled a lot further than they might have done in previous times. So it's lovely that we get to take these films to other people. So if you want to ask some questions, you can ask questions in the chat on whatever platform you're watching it on, and they will come through to me. And if I'm not fielding all our applicants, I will try and ask them, and you can get your name on the screen if you like. But before we do that, just a few little reminders about what else is going on at Northampton Film Festival. So we started a few hours ago. The window of Surge is open. So Surge is a debut feature film. We've got a preview of it. It's starring Ben Whishaw, and it's we've got it for 48 hours from 6 o'clock tonight till 6 o'clock, 48 hours later. I don't know what day it is because we've been live streaming a short film all day, shooting in the Grosvenor Centre. So really tired. I think I've now been in the Grosvenor Centre for at least 12 hours today. So that's been really fun. So please dial into Surge. It's a really kind of wild ride. We've also got some documentaries that finish screening, so you can watch them anytime now, finish screening at the end of tomorrow with some Q&As, again, free to view ones with the directors and producers of those films. And then we have our biggie, which I think is on Sunday, which is Monsters, with our Q&A with Gareth Edwards, the director of that, as well as Star Wars and Godzilla, and our local editor of Monsters, which is Colin Gowdy, who, if you came last night, was part of that Q&A as well. Oh, my life, so much going on. If literally my garbled introduction, you can't remember any of that, it's fine. Go to the website, northamptonfilmfestival.eventive.org, and you can look at the schedule of events that we've got on, lots of free talks and stuff, and then the film guide and the virtual festival, which all the stuff you can watch online. Everything is online. I think that's everything. So without kind of further ado, if we were in, we've probably been doing this in the Royal Theatre or something like that, if we weren't all online. So what I would probably get them to do is to kind of walk in. We'd be clapping them in. So I'm envisaging that all of the people at home are going to be clapping now as I bring in all of our filmmakers in quite an awkward way because I've got to click on all of their faces. So I'm assuming, huge amount of applause as I bring them all in. Here they all come. Yay! Filmmakers from around. I've got to scroll down. There's so many of them. Hey, here they all are. Exciting times. Right. So yes, we have 10 films. 10 films, 10 competitions that form part of this Winners of Winners. So these people are all winners, but who's going to be the winner of all winners? They're not going to find out tonight. They'll find out on Wednesday, the 19th, at our closing ceremony, which will be done much like this. So I'm going to go through the little list of who's done what and la la la. And in fact, I'm going to get you to maybe just introduce yourself. You can just, I don't know, you could just do a wave. You could say who are, whatever else. But the first one we had was back in June 2019 when the world was such a different place. Charles from Ziggurat XYZ, local company, set our theme, Best Laid Plans. And it was Joel that won with Ask You. Joel, do you want to give us an awkward wave or whatever? And so tell us a little bit about yourself, like Joel, is filmmaking a hobby? Is filmmaking your life? What is it?
Well, I guess back in 2019, when the film came out, I was going into my 3rd year of uni, and now I've graduated and just trying to pursue being a DOP, I guess.
Exciting times. So who is up next? So August 2019. Next one, John Griff set our theme as Hometown Pride, and we've got Carl Gardner with Hometown Heroes. So Carl, tell us a little bit about yourself as a filmmaker.
It's purely a hobby for me. I'm a machinist by trade, but I just came across your competition and decided to give it a go. I think I've met you a little bit before you started doing the 48-hour competitions, but it's just a hobby for me, but I thoroughly enjoyed it.
Oh, so is Screen Northants entirely responsible for your filmmaking episodes?
Yes.
Oh, love it. Perfect. Amazing. Then our next one, October 2019, was Mitch Jenkins. Now this is I've forgotten, hopefully Connor, who won it, will be able to tell me who the quote is from, because I can't remember. The dreadful pleasure inspired by gazing at fallen monuments and mouldering tombs. And it was Connor with Bruce. Can you remember who that quote was by, Connor? Because I should have known that.
Yes, it's James Hervey, who's from Western Fable. And in my film, the penguins go to find the grave of this character because the big penguin has been has been having fun destroying monuments, and the little penguin, where is he? That one is trying to stop him, and then they meet at James Hervey's graveyard in Western Fable.
There you go, madness. Yeah, I'd completely forgotten about that. And so, as a filmmaker, Connor, what do you do?
All sorts. So on all of my films, I've done pretty much everything, apart from maybe some sound design of things that I can't get access to. But so all the music, all the filming, all the editing. My dad helps with controlling the penguins when it's a bit difficult.
They're just out of control most of the time, I'm sure. What a nightmare! Penguin Wrangler.
Yeah, Wrangler. They like falling over a lot.
Well, probably drunk on the job. Next one, December 2019. So Tamsin Payne, local production designer, set us the theme for that. 'Twas the Night Before Christmas. You can see where we got the inspiration for that one. Guess who won that one? Connor won that one again with A Very Antarctic Christmas. If you've watched the short films, which hopefully you all have, they're all on the Eventive platform, and you can go, if you haven't seen them already, you can go and watch them up until 11:45 tonight. It's all free, so just go and get yourself a free ticket, watch them all. Brilliant. But yeah, you will see a penguin theme with Connor's. Then we had February 2020, which must have been obviously the last one what we all physically came together in the Grosvenor Centre. We decided we were going to make Connor a judge because it was going it was on for a third win, and we thought we can't have that. So it was we always do them last weekend of the year, and it was a leap year last year. Yeah. So the theme was what would you do with a day that doesn't count? And Lawrence won that with a day that doesn't count. But yeah, tell us about yourself, Lawrence.
Probably I should come clean now and say that I don't make any of them. I've just found a YouTube channel of a guy who looks a lot like me, and I've just been submitting those. So I should just say it now, you know.
Yeah, no, we never guessed, so it was all good.
I've got to come clean. He just looks a lot like me.
I mean, he does look a lot like you, but
and sounds it as well.
Yeah, but then there's definite cloning of people that has occurred in other films. So I mean, who knows? There's a lot of in fact, I'll come back to that. So our next one was is that right? Yeah. So it's February 2020 was Connor's theme, and then we didn't do the next one till January 2021 for obvious reasons. And we did do a lockdown film competition in the middle, but yeah, gosh, nearly a year. How did we survive without 48-hour film challenges? So this one was set by local DP Stephen Nelson. The light at the end of the tunnel. You can kind of see maybe why we were inspired to come up with that theme at that point in history. And so it was Adrian and Di Wyman that won that one with Bananas. So yeah, Aid, do you want to tell us a little bit about yourself as a filmmaker?
Yeah, again, so this was my first go at filmmaking. First thing we had to go at. Prior to that, we've been mainly involved in theatre in Northampton, so we're always mixing with creatives. Including people from Screen Northampton and Tony Klinger. We work with Tony Klinger, one of the guys that's coming up later this week. So we've sort of been involved with people that know people that have always been involved with other people that know Screen Northampton. So we've always kept an eye on what's going on. It was the new year. We'd sort of found things to do during lockdown, but then new year it was, what do we do now? And we saw these and thought, oh, we'll have a go. And it turned out okay.
Yeah, I mean, I think Bananas is considering it's your first film, I just think the editing particularly is just so impressive. Like, it's so, I think it proves that it's if you're a good storyteller and if you can piece together something well, that is what counts. It is about telling the story, and you don't need to have been doing filmmaking and for 400 years to make a great film. But yeah, I love it. And I couldn't believe it when you said, because we see so many, I'm going on a bit, but I'm so obsessed with this, the 48-hour film challenges. I think all of you here have made, sounds like a rubbish word, but like economical stories. Like you've told stories just really well, often in quite a short space of time, and it gets people and people like it. Whereas I think a lot of people feel that they need to make a 10-minute epic to enter. And it's like, no. A 2-minute brilliant distilled thing is my dream short film, and I'm very passionate about that. Anyway, I'll carry on. So the next one was February 2021. So a local, an actress called Callie Cook, that you might have seen in The Stranger and many other things. She, I think she grew up around Northampton. She set the theme of my first what? So Lara, you answered that with first paycheck. Do you want to tell us a little bit about you and film?
Well, I mean, I go to college to study film, but I never really thought of entering any competitions, but I did, and it was so much fun. I made it literally in the shop that I work at with my family because I had no actors in lockdown, but they did really well, and yeah. And it won.
I mean, I think everyone's made a lot of use of family members and whatever else during the lockdown time. We then come on, and there is, I mean, thank goodness I'm coming on to it, because I think there's going to be a mutiny on some of the comments that if I don't come on to Louis pretty quick. You're getting a lot of love, Louis, on the comments. Where are we? Mid-March 2021. So Matt Riley, who literally downstairs in the Grosvenor Centre earlier on today shot his first film as a director, usually as a DP. He set the theme of Reboot. And yeah, Louis won this with Boy. So Louis, introduce yourself quickly before the world erupts on social media.
Good evening. Yeah, I made Boy in, I think it was March, wasn't it? Yeah, and I very much enjoyed just making a film with myself. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Yeah.
Yeah, I love it. I think it's great. It's a really great really great film. I was very like, we don't like it. It was a really tough one. I think Lara's one and your one had the most like entries. There was I think well over 11 maybe in each, which is quite insane, really. So that is something to come out on top with that many entries. Then we had another one in March because we just went mad for March, and we had one. James Dacre set the theme Northamptonian to the core, which was a third win for Connor. Because Connor is very good, as I say, about getting a theme, being creative and being economical and telling a story just, I think, really succinctly. So I'm not going to make you talk again, Connor, but we will show a little clip from the Northamptonian a bit later on. Apparently I'm hearing on social media, Louis, that Boy was nominated for an Oscar. Is this true?
Yes, yeah.
Great. That's an exclusive.
I've won loads of them. So many Oscars.
Great, cool.
Every
well, you should definitely line them up behind you. That's what all the cool kids do when they've got when I've got with my Oscars. That's what I do. Finally, yes. Another person who has got more than one entry. I think you're the only two, you and Connor, is Adrian with our final one. So April 2021, Ian Ward, who's a local VFX supervisor who's worked on Avatar and Hunger Games and huge things. The river has great wisdom and whispers its secrets to the hearts of men. Mark Twain. We had to have a rivery one because we are a bit obsessed, in case you haven't seen with this film festival, about that kind of versus the Cannes Film Festival and then versus French Riviera. I can't say Riviera. I'm not going to try and say it again. The bit of water near Cannes. We're a bit obsessed with that. So we had to have a rivery theme. Cool. So we've kind of all vaguely introduced ourselves. So if anyone's got any questions, stick them on the chat, but otherwise you just get to hear my questions. First one is, obviously we've just heard a load of themes. So you get this theme, it's 6:00 on a Friday night. Where do you start? Who wants to jump in with and answers that one? How do you start? What's the first thing you do? For me, it would be getting a glass of wine.
I can go.
Go for
anyone
it.
Else. So I found that because my theme was reboot, and I'm very used to doing like comedy short films, and I very much felt that rebooting someone would be a fun idea, and rebooting a person, which I think we've all met someone who we would like to reboot occasionally, and yeah, then first draft, second draft, and then you shoot it, I suppose.
Does anyone else do more than one draft? I don't know. I feel like there's not time for more than one draft.
That's utterly unfilmable, usually offensive. Just something that amuses only me and who I'm working with, and we agree firmly can't film that. That's wrong. And then come up with the third thing. I
think. I mean, it's quite hard to come up with ideas that are filmable in 48 hours, in a sense, because we're all so used to not doing that. But I think it's good to be ambitious, and your films are always ambitious, Lawrence, even if sometimes there is still some clapperboards and things that shouldn't be left in there still. But that's
maybe they were there because I wanted them there. Maybe it's part of the aesthetic.
Yeah, very Lars von Trier or something. I don't know. Cute. I mean, Connor, you've probably entered the most of our 48-hour film challenges. How do you start? Does it just like to come instantly into your head? Do you know?
I think the idea usually arrives by maybe 1 a.m. on the Friday night, Saturday morning. I think I'd usually spend a while trying to think of something good, go through loads of ideas that are all rubbish, and then finally just string one out that works, and then go through all the little points. Then usually I'd make any graphics that I need to make for it, do a little edit assembly of all the shots that I'm planning, do a little list of them, print out a document, so then on Saturday I can go and get all the shots I need. Then by Saturday night I'd usually have it almost edited. Then it would just be doing the music, any visual effects that need to be done, and then get it in by 5 to 6 on the Sunday.
Yes, I mean, I don't know who our latest one is. I did have one come in the whole next day, which was interesting. I didn't allow that. I mean, I'm really strict. If it's over 10 minutes late, it's definitely not getting in. To be honest, I don't really like 10 minutes late, but other people think I'm being mean. Where should I go? Does anyone else want to have an answer to that one? So yeah, what's your process?
Yeah, I'm happy to. If
Go for
everyone's all right with it. Well, I just probably a little bit similar to Connor. I spent Friday thinking, and write it off. Don't try and make anything at all on Friday. As soon as you leave, just come away, sit and think about it. And then Saturday is the filming day. I haven't really got much kit. I use my phone, and I did treat myself to a tripod and a little microphone that I use with it as well. So off I go on a Saturday and piece together as much as I can. And then Sunday, try and assemble it into something that looks like it might be a film. That's kind of my process. It's pretty haphazard, but it's good fun. So,
well, yeah. I mean, who here does kind of what they would consider planning, some kind of shot list or whatever? Okay, so I know it's Connor and maybe 8. Okay,
religiously, absolutely religiously. I mean, I won't even I won't even set up lights until I know exactly what's going to happen, because I'm terrified that if I start one shot and I don't know what the next one is, I'm done. I'm finished. So yeah, religiously.
I think
it's the way to be.
I think we should be making one film on Friday. We should have one finished by Friday, another one on Saturday, Sunday morning. Then you've got a choice.
Rookie numbers.
Everyone's best. Quite frankly, we could have all done 30 films a year.
Well, yeah, maybe next time.
That's what I'm doing from now on.
Yeah. Well, yes, I would expect more. Well, I mean, we're all joking that you can, make more films, but actually, it is quite hard. It's quite a skill to get a film made in 48 hours. So what's the worst thing that's gone wrong for any of you guys, or the thing that actually you found the hardest about this process? Let's have a Joel. I was going to say
I've got a couple of interesting stories.
I didn't pick you there, Joel, because I knew anything had gone wrong. Just want to point that out.
Okay, sure, Becky. So I've got two. One of them simply was the laptop froze mid-export, and running down, Northampton town centre with the laptop being at the place like 2 minutes before the deadline. Another one was writing a really detailed story that takes place outside just to check the weather app and realize it's raining the next day. So having to halt production until sunrise Sunday morning and spit out in an entire shoot and edit in less than 12 hours.
Yeah. I mean, actually, has anyone ever had to just kind of abandon their idea entirely and do something? I can't remember if that was someone in here who's actually kind of won. I know we've had a few people that have just gone, it didn't work, and I just started again on the Sunday.
Well, I remember. Oh, please let me go for it.
You sure? Thank you. When I first shot Boy, all the visuals are all the same, but a lot of the shots, my lips don't line up because loads of the jokes just didn't land. Because they were either a bit too far in one way or just not quite right. So loads of it was just re-recorded, and that was all of Sunday morning was panic, because most of the film I had to do again, but only in the audio, and that was terrifying.
Nice. Anyone else had any disaster? I love a disaster story.
Well, it's trying to get your family involved when they're the actors is the worst thing, because they don't want to do it, but you have to try and drag them down. That's the worst thing for my film, was getting my sister to do it.
Well, yes, but to be fair, I think it's a good learning experience as a director to have to work with difficult actors and get over
to persuade her that it's actually a good idea.
Yeah. Anyone else? Does anything else disastrous happen to anyone?
Yeah.
Well, go on. No, please go for it.
Go, Connor, go.
So on Northamptonian, the last one, I'd originally planned to animate the whole thing. So the Friday night I'd taken pictures of the Northampton sign in the garden to then draw over, that then I'd use this sort of smart AI program that would help animate. So I draw a few frames, like the start and the end, and a few in the middle of each shot, and then it would fill in all the rest. But it got to like Saturday, halfway through Saturday at least, later than that, and I'd done about one shot. So I'd abandoned that, but kept the background and just cut myself out instead of drawing around it.
And well, and I mean, oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Well, no, yeah, I really liked the style, but yeah, it's like I love the idea that actually it wasn't what you intended to set out to do, even though I think that's what's really great about that film. But I think that's what makes filmmaking. No one really knows. And I think actually you've just answered. Someone asked a question about, you know, your films are really ambitious, Connor, and you know, do you ever have to kind of modify? And it sounds like the answer to that is yes.
Yeah, sometimes. And then the VFX was, I was doing them up until 4:30, 5 o'clock, and then that one it froze right at the end of the export as well. So that was quite tight.
I think this is a bit of a lesson as well. I think in just like computer management and all that stuff, and the managing of exporting and transferring files, which kind of isn't the bit of filmmaking that anyone thinks about, but is really important. Sorry, Aid, I think you were going to say something about stuff that goes wrong. My favourite subject.
No, yeah, mine's similar. Similar to everybody else's. And on the same thing that Northamptonian was, I made a computer generated model of the express lift tower just so I could blow it up, and I'd spent hours on it, and I thought, oh, I'll see if I can add some smoke, and it crashed, and I realised I hadn't saved any of it, so I had to start again and try and do it all in a couple of hours. So it wasn't quite a good second time round, but so I still haven't learned. I was working on something this afternoon, and Blender crashed, and I lost that as well. So hey.
Yeah. I mean, we've all been there, and it's interesting when you talk to people who are doing this on big features, and still these horrendous things happen sometimes. So don't feel too bad about any of it. Cool. So next question I'm going to ask. I'm quite interested. Obviously, we've got the film festival, and we will then start up the 48-hour film challenges again. But what's the next project for each of you? What's the next filmy related thing that you're all up to? Who wants to go?
I've got my final. I've got my final piece, which I'm currently doing. I'm almost finished, so hopefully it should be being released soon. So, keep an eye out. Trying to plug my own films, but
no. Yeah,
it's called Lemonade. Sorry, Karen.
Yeah, no, sorry, I was going to say, I think we just keep having a delay. Tell us if you've got a YouTube channel or whatever, give it a plug.
I do. It's just my name, Lara Sugden. All my films are on there, so you can go have a little binge watch, see what sort of stuff I do. But yeah, Lemonade Stand is the next thing coming out. Short comedy sketch.
Nice. Lawrence, what about you? What's the next filmy thing?
Jump straight to me. Things. Joel has dropped himself in it. Has agreed to come shoot something. I'm putting together a series of shorts now because one short wasn't enough. But yeah, so shoot at the end of the month for a fun little thing that you already know about that. And a few other bits and pieces. Writing, juggling it all. Waiting for 48 hours to come back.
Yeah. And plug your YouTube channel as well.
Oh, that's all right. No, there is the Jetboy Productions channel, but last time I looked, it hadn't been updated. Well, it had stuff uploaded to it, but I hadn't put anything public for 7 years. So you want to see some 7-year-old stuff, fake adverts about fake games that don't exist, and bizarre short films about possessed PCs, you know where to go now.
They're very good. I would recommend it. So let's go to Joel then. So obviously you're shooting Lawrence's next thing, but what about anything else you've got in the pipeline?
I have so much right now. I'm almost overwhelmed by how much I'm shooting. Sounds like a bit of a brag. Didn't mean it like that.
Because it was. You know it.
But no, yeah, I'm shooting a bunch of short films, and I'm also sort of coming out of retirement as a director. And so I've got a short film coming up in July that I'm shooting, which I'm looking forward to. But yeah, just Joel Caborn on everything, and you'll find my stuff.
Not Cabron.
Nice.
Not Cabron.
Let's go to Connor. What's your next project?
What do I have? Not really anything at the moment. I've been trying to learn more After Effects, and I'm thinking about Blender, and trying to think of more ways to improve what I can do. Learning more on creating music and GarageBand that I've done for all my films mostly. Maybe some more with the penguins, I guess.
Well, yeah, I mean, they'll get bored otherwise.
Do you even know where they are? They showed up in a cupboard or something.
Is it the time of year when they're, you know, what's the word? Migrators. What's the word? Migrate? Is that a thing? Oh my gosh, it's been a long day.
Penguins migratory?
Yes, in this. Well, from Northampton, they must be, because they're not here all year round, Lawrence. Don't be ridiculous.
I've not seen them for a while.
No. Louis, what's your next project?
Well, I haven't done any. I'm writing a lot at the minute. I've gone down a bit of a comedy rabbit hole, because after Boy, I made another thing, which is on my Instagram, shameless plug, at Louis Sheldon Photos. But
great.
I'm very much interested in physical comedy and going down that sort of genre, and sort of playing with that at the moment. But in a less filmmaking way, I've been doing a daily coffee video, which has been going quite well. It's a bit odd, but yeah, I'll be honest. I'm just writing for lots of different ideas at the moment.
Cool. Fair enough. Well, that's what you know. Oh, I've got a weird echo. Is that just me?
Is that me?
Going round. Might need to, if people could maybe mute if there's a little echo. I'm actually going to come to you, Carl, next. So what? Yeah, have you got any filmmaking plans? I know you say that, you know, you're going to do it as a hobby, but anything not with Screen Northants?
Yes. I've got a short film I wrote a couple of years ago, actually, and I think it was the first thing I sent for Paul to have a look at. And I don't know if you had a chance to have a look yourself. And I've got some permission to film it use the museum in town, and Guy West from Jeffrey West was going to let me use their workshop to do some film. It's just a short sort of creepy little horror film I want to make.
Yeah, no, I did. Yes, I did. I mean, that was cool. Yes, I read that, but yeah, it was quite a while back now. Yeah,
it is a while. And because at the time we hadn't got just time to do it really. But I've got a couple of people who are keen to help. So we're gonna have actually some proper cameras and stuff this time, rather than just my phone and what have you. So should be
exciting.
Quite looking forward to having a go at that. But other than that, I tend to write a lot of short stories myself. So just that really. I've been working on some short stories, and hopefully maybe turn some of those into something. But they're always a little bit more ambitious than. But I don't mind that. Always good to aim high, and then if you learn a lot more on the way if you make mistakes and stuff. So that's my plan anyway.
Yeah,
to film that.
Yeah, no, definitely. You know, I think, you know, I mean, the reason we do the 48-hour film challenges is they're kind of they're a good exercise for the, it's just an exercise for your brain, isn't it? To like go, well, I've got to come up with an idea, I've quickly got to execute it and whatever else. And that can help, even if the film you end up making might not be the dream film or whatever. It does mean that when you come to, I don't know, write down that dream film, you've exercised your brain and you've had a go at kind of structuring it. I think they're brilliant. And writing short stories and whatever else, even if you want to be a filmmaker, again, is another, great way of exercising that muscle. And so finally, Aid, what's your next project?
Well, film-wise, we'll just be waiting for the 48-hour film challenge to come back. So we'll have to look forward to. And we've also been sent the story by a friend, actually, that we may look at, but it requires more than a living room and a wife. So we'd have to have extra locations and people to sort of put it together. But it's something that just to keep our hand in. But then also the theatres are starting to open up again. So we start rehearsals next week for Taming of the Shrew with the Mask Theatre. So we'll have something to do. So we won't be at a loss. Thank you.
Yeah, well, no, we will start them up again really soon. Don't worry. But yes, it's very exciting that, you know, next week theatres and cinemas are opening up, and I hope that lots of people, you know, through lockdown and everything else, have kind of found, you know, short film making, and will keep doing it even if, you know, the world is open and normal again. So I was going to say, actually, right at the beginning, which I didn't, that we have, I'm not very good at moving. Yeah, there we go. So behind me are these lovely, amazing trophies that have been donated to us by Panavision, who, if you don't know, are one of the biggest camera manufacturer and hire companies in the world. They, you know, at the end of half the films that you watch in the cinema, Panavision provided the cameras for it. They donate our clapboards. Amazing. But 48-hour film challenge people, they don't want nice clapboards. They don't want, you know, a very polished, high-end trophy. No. Because the 48-hour films are all about just, like, you've got 48 hours. It might not be pretty. It might not come out quite how you like it, but it's all about the glory of getting it in and hopefully having made something that, you know, either makes people really laugh or touches people or whatever else. And so last year, Connor won at the first ever 48 Challenge Film Festival, and we gave him a really disgusting trophy. And we've done the same again for this year. Look at this beauty. Where's the camera? I can't do cameras. I shouldn't be allowed to do anything filming. Look at that. That's special, isn't it? I feel, you know, I feel like this, definitely, and it's pretty light. I mean, it's quite big, and it's made of absolute rubbish. It's a brilliant trophy. So I know you will all be fighting over this. Oh, there you go. See, I think Connor's is bigger than this one, but not by far. So yeah, when we reveal the winners, it might be you that is taking this thing home. Very special. And I actually think I knew. Sorry?
How lucky we will be.
Yes, exactly. Not the nice, lovely clapboard trophy. No, the big plastic thing. But it's like I say, it's about the fun of it. It's not about taking it too seriously. I think a lot of filmmakers don't make films because they are trying to take it too seriously. We all procrastinate too much. We don't make films. We just start thinking about making films. Then we go, we haven't got enough money. We haven't got enough resources. La la la. And actually, the 48-hour film challenge just takes away all of that because you've all got no time to prep. There's no point having big budgets and whatever else, because actually 48 hours is all about the idea. So I think really we have possibly come to the end of our little Q&A. Does anyone kind of want to say anything about maybe someone else's film or about the process of making it or anything like that? A little kind of closing comment from anybody?
I want to 100% say that I'm saddened that in this group, we are not talking about the wonderful short film that you made, Becky, about the carpet fitting service where there was in fact a dead body in the back of the car, which I still to this day thought was class. Top notch.
Well, yeah, I was just going to exclude Joel from this Q&A because his film beat my film. I don't make films as a rule. I just, manage the budgets or whatever other people's stuff. I thought, you know what, the first one, Best Laid Plans, I'll have a go. Obviously, and my husband works in film lighting, has worked on some, really huge things. But oh my God, we nearly killed each other, and it was awful. And I didn't plan, and I don't know how to make a shot list, and I don't know how to tell a story visually, and it was just really awful. But I did end up and rolled up and. Well, I thought it was quite good, and I should have played it, shouldn't I? I could have centre stage. I could have had it, but yeah, I did end up rolled up in some carpet in the boot of my car, so that was a highlight of 48-hour film challenges. But yeah, Joel beat me.
And I'm going to say it, Joel. You robbed Becky there. Becky deserved that. Just let you know.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, Joel, you're on mute.
There we go. Caught it just before I said too much. I do apologise for taking it from you. But I also want to mention, Lawrence, you didn't mention me. We created A Day That Doesn't Count Together.
That is very true.
You're taking all the credit. So well, I'm a little bit.
I am the creative genius, Joel. I am the creative force. You might have done the handiwork, but I am the creative force behind it.
All my kit, all me, Lawrence. You're just the base.
I feel like I've created something horrendous. All right, so actually, Joel's got 2 films as well in the end.
1.5.
So Joel, Aid, and Connor. Okay, 1.5.
Then you've only got half, Lawrence.
That's true.
Oh.
I wouldn't be surprised on that.
Well, on that horrible note, actually, I was going to before. Actually, no. I'll you know what? I'll play them as we go out. So as we leave, I'm going to just play the little visual effects kind of reels that Connor sent across for his film, The Northamptonian. So I'll play that, and then I'm also going to play, completely not related to 48-hour film challenges at all, but it's a trailer for a local production, and it's just nice to show off more local stuff. So that'll be our kind of playing as we part. But thank you very much, everyone, for joining me. Much appreciated. Like I say, I'm caught in my headphones. If viewers, you would still, if you're watching this live, you can still watch all of the short films. If you just go to, that's the one. Can I do it? There it goes. You can go to the website. You can still get a free ticket to watch all of the 48-hour films. There's 10 of them, I believe, and they're all in a little 48-hour section. You can't really miss it. Go and have a watch. They're there till 11:45 tonight. If you're watching this on the replay, then we'll be probably putting some links in the future to the films that are still on YouTube and stuff. Also, if you've watched today, it'd be really, really handy. Because we desperately need feedback. We try and make as much stuff free at Northampton Film Festival. That's kind of Screen Northampton's ethos. But we do need people to fill out boring surveys. It's very boring, but it's quite short because it helps us with our funding. We get support from the Grosvenor Centre here, who donate loads of space and stuff to us, from Northampton Borough Council, who don't exist anymore, from Midlands Film Hub, Nenscape, lots of people like that, and we need these surveys so we know that who is watching, so that we can hopefully get more funding in the future and make loads of stuff free, filmmaking, film viewing, all of that jazz. I will send this out to people who've already kind of got tickets and stuff, but that's the little link if you want to take a picture with your phone or whatever. If you could fill in a survey, it'd be really, really appreciated. So yeah, thank you very much, everybody. Good luck I don't actually know the result yet, so we will be revealing the result next Wednesday, like this. We've got some celebrity guests joining us next Wednesday for the ceremony. We're going to be dressing up, black tie, obviously, because it's like the Cannes Film Festival, just Northampton. But I will be in touch with all you guys about that. So thank you for watching. I'm gonna throw you all out, but please stay and just watch our last little Northamptonian VFX roll and the trailer for this Northampton production that is gracing our screens in June. Everyone wave awkwardly while I send you out. Everyone wave awkwardly. Yeah. And there we go. Very slowly, because I have to do you all one at a time, which seems a bit weird, doesn't it?
No,
who shall I make last?
Me.
Yeah, you'll be let's do you last. There we go. Hey, right. So I'm going to say goodbye, but I'm going to play some stuff. So stay around. Thank you very much for watching. We've got loads more stuff over the next kind of 6 days. So please check out the website.